Good afternoon. I hope you're all well. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Seeing all of you, I absolutely don't take it for granted. Most of you know him as Elder, I think, for the church family. Some know the work people know him as Elias. Parklands people know him as Elias. I know him as Fade. That's how I called him. That's how I've always remembered him. That's how I will choose to remember him. He was a pillar to each and every one of us. And hearing his stories from how he grew up, what my uncle has said, where he came from, and the things they did together. He always reminded us of the importance of hard work. What Uncle Moses said about my mom, in terms of my mom got him a driving license without knowing how to drive. That was and is my mom. My mom is our plug for the home. For any government document we need, we get it. I remember my son, the young one, he's not here. When he was born, April last year, 2024, March last year, 2024, we needed to get his passport quickly because there was somewhere we were going. My mom got his birth certificate in 2 weeks, and we got the passport, I think, a week after. But don't come to her; she's ours. So don't feel the need to violate that boundary for now. But that's who we were as a home. So anything my dad always needed, she always went to my mom. My dad never had an M-Pesa line, so any transactions that happened always came from mom. So whenever you saw a payment done with the M-Pesa, it was sanctioned by my dad, but executed by my mom's phone. So for anyone, and this we feel tough for, especially for certain people who my dad would say, please send money to this, please send money to this. It was always mom who would execute that transaction. And that's the sort of bond that they had together. My dad never knew balances of his account number, of his account. He never knew what he needed to do. It's always mom who would tell him this month, my dad would always say, this month, temper your expenses because I need to do X, Y, Z. Because either he needed to support somebody, send money somewhere, or do something for somebody that he cared for. So that's the sort of support system the two of them had that I absolutely appreciate. So I choose to celebrate him. I choose to honor him. I choose to follow in his footsteps. I am deeply grateful for the years that God gave him to us, because God gave him life and it was him that God gave to us. On Friday, 6th June, something I miss so much is every morning, just like him, I'm a creature of habit. And I shared this with his Parklands family. I always park my car in one spot. Every morning at 6:45 to 7, one spot. And I always walk into the gym. I put my bag, and before I get to the room for working out, I always used to check for his bag. He had a brown Brookside branded bag. I'll miss those walks because now that bag will not be there anymore. But on Friday, 6th June, he was on leave, as Mr. Mugongo has said. And that day he came a bit late, and we were running together. We were on the treadmill together that day. For those who see him at the gym, he always used to put the treadmill at an incline and walk, run, jog for 1 hour. Then go and walk outside again and run outside, and then finish what he needed to do, and then he would be on his way. So that day we ran together. Again, as I said, I'm someone of habit. I always run on one treadmill. And if there's somebody on the treadmill, I'll wait until they finish, and then I'll go to that treadmill. So this time, fortunately, both treadmills were empty, and we ran together. And in the next day, on Saturday, we always had dinner together on Saturday nights. Wherever you are, as the Ochola home, it was a ritual for you to make sure you were there for that Saturday dinner. And if you missed it, there was a problem, because Dad would always call you, why are you missing it? Do you love those people who you are with more than us? I remember sometimes he often rebuked me for either not coming, or sometimes when I was tired or my mind wasn't in the space of spending time with the family, he'd always tell me, Ted, we are here, be present. Make sure you're participating in what we are doing. So since COVID in 2020, I think it was Willis and my dad who came together and says, let's always meet on Saturday evenings. So for the last 5 years, we always meet on Saturday evenings. And we share together, we laugh together, we play together, and then we'd always go home. I think late last year or early last year, we then started something different, that somebody from the family would share a devotion. So we formed a roster. It would always start with the oldest person. This case was him. And it would end with the youngest person, which was my son, but he's not here. Now, the sixth night, seventh now, Saturday, it was my mom who shared. And she shared from Psalms 34. It was her day for sharing. And she was reading it through, and she stopped right about verse 18 of Psalms 34. That says, the Lord is near the brokenhearted. That's where Mom closed her devotion. And I think I was sharing this with someone. This week, many people have, keep talking. So someone I was sharing this with, they said, God has a very good sense of humor. That the last text that we read before that night, when now everybody went home after Mom did devotion, was that the Lord is near the brokenhearted. Not knowing that a few hours later, Dad would then sleep on that Sunday morning at around 6:30. So to Mom, the Lord is near the brokenhearted. He has not left, and he will be there, and he is still there. To Diana and to Nicole, as Mom read that day, the Lord is near the brokenhearted. To Paul, the Lord is near the brokenhearted. To all my relatives, friends, and family who are here, the Lord is near the brokenhearted. To Willis, something my dad absolutely loved saying, and I'll say it in Luo, Chunguru Matek. In December last year, he called me and Willis, and he took us to his land. And he told us, this is my land. For those who will travel, you'll see. This is my land. And he separated it. He said, Willis, from here, this is your side. Ted, from here, this is your side. And before December, that is before December this year, he said he'd plant trees to demarcate my side and his side. And when he was walking us around, Willis and I were very agitated. What are you saying? This is your land, this is my land. There's nowhere you're going. We are still going to be here together. But he apportioned that to each and every one of us. He set his house in order, as he's always done in everywhere that he has worked. When he was done talking, he held myself and he held Willis, and he told us, Ted G. Willis, Chunguru Matek, kanti wach moro, beduru penyu wuo, ulos wach no. Kik ngato bikindu. I'll translate, don't worry. Don't let anyone come between you. So he held us and said, Ted and Willis, stand together. Don't let anyone come between the two of you. If there's a problem, sit down. Talk it out. Thrash it out. And when you come out as a united front. And I absolutely appreciated that. And when he died, I was reminded of a quotation from the book Ministry of Healing. I'll close with this, page 417. And it says, above all the distractions of the earth, he sits enthroned, that is God. All things are open to his divine survey, and from his great and calm eternity, he orders that which his providence sees best. God has seen it fit in his providence for Dad to die. And in darkness can come providence. So I'm encouraged by that. And I was sharing this with Paul's brother, Albert. And Albert told me on that Sunday when we were at MP Shah, Albert told me and said, if you are God and you sat where God sits, you would have also come to the exact same conclusion that it is best for Dad to die. So I'm encouraged. I thank you all so much for standing with us. We will see him that resurrection morning. That is my prayer and my belief. Thank you.